Hi everyone, let's see if we are live. Hi everyone, let's see if we are live. Hi everyone, let's see if we are live. Oh no, it's looping. Hi everyone, let's see if we are live. Oh no, it's looping. Hi everyone, let's see if we are live. Oh no, it's looping. There you go, I found which video was the one making the unnecessary sound. Okay. Vrchat avatar creation in Blender. Okay. Vrchat. Vrchat. 3D. Well, whatever. Okay, so this time I'm trying something different. I'm trying to be live in YouTube, in Twitch, and if possible in a very dead platform called Picarto. Let's see if that works. No, it doesn't work. Let's see. Okay, I think we are ready to start. Just going to send the link and that's it. Okay, now let's see if the stream is moving, because I know that the audio is working. Okay, it's moving, so here we go. We're ready. We're ready to go. If there's any problems with the audio, let me know in the comments. And let's start. Well, for today, my idea is to get the avatar ready for Unity. She's basically there, but she still have to... I still have to correct some things. For example, last time we did until the rigging, basic rigging. If I re-enable the armature, you can see that there's an invisible chain here. This chain is the one that moves the character. If I select it, you can see that her eyes and hair are not moving with the character. So I need to correct that. Okay, give me a minute. I have to check something. Too many windows. Too many windows. Okay, I think that's better. Where can I share it? Here, spam. Shaders, avatars. Okay, like I was saying, the idea is to get the avatar ready for Vrchat. Right now I need to add a couple of extra bones because the model needs it to run on Vrchat. I'll add the eyes. Yes, the eyes and the hair bones basically. So to do that, I need to go to edit mode and then select each part of the bones that I need. For example, from the top of the head or from the bottom of the head, I can use the E key to extract the bone, and then another click of the E, so I make this bone. This intermediate bone is not needed, so I can delete it with delete bone. Why make it like this? Because the way the bones work in 3D, they are very special and they don't like to be made from certain patterns. You need to do them in very specific ways. I know that this way that I just did it, it's a good way and it works. The bone, the important part is down here, not the top. The top is like the end of the bone, but the real bone is this bottom part. Also, you can see that there's a dotted line. That's meaning that the bone is connected to this bone. But I don't want that. I like to clear it with Alt P, clear parent. And then I select the child, and then select the parent to this one, and then Control P, make the parent and keep offset. This will get very technical very fast because that's the way rigging is. It's a very technical workflow. Right now I like to rename these bones. The first of all, which side of the head it is. L for left, and then the number of the name of the bone, I, and then in this case, because of a process that I do with the Vrchat avatars, I name it LI original, and then I can copy the name. When I select F2, I can copy a name and then duplicate it, X, and then move it. You can see that there's the center here. I'll try to get the eye as close as the center as it can be. Now this is a duplicate bone, but it keeps the same parent. And if I rename it, it's called the same name but with a increasing number. I already had the name copied, so I just need to change from left to R, to right. So there you go. Those are basically the eyes. If I go in this direction, on the top, you can see that the circle of the eyes, barely. The reason that I go into this view, it's because the eyes need to be in the very center. The bones of the eyes needs to be on the very center of the eye globe, so the eyes could rotate correctly. Well, like this, it's then now it's the eyes are ready. Well, the setup, not everything is ready yet. So after this, I will do the dynamics of the hair. I have several ways that I can do it. I can do only one chain that will move every single piece of the hair, or do individual hair chains so I can move different parts of the hair. I think I will go with maybe three chains. From the top part, I will select E, extrude, and then E, extrude, extrude, and extrude. This is the main chain. I'll delete this one. So the hair will move from around here to the bottom, because this part of the hair right now, I don't want that part of the hair to be moved. And for the right side, I will duplicate it and maybe do the hair from maybe here. Extrude again and again. I select the three bones, then Shift D, X, and then mirror. There's a way that you can do this precisely, but I am used to do it like from messing around near where it should be. So I think that's all the bones that I need. Maybe I could add 3 bones here. Okay, I think I will do that. Then shift D, a little bit backwards, center, downwards. There you go. It's always good to rotate the model to see where you at. And now this chain of bones will move more hair strands. Like the same, I'll do the same process. Shift D for duplicate, X to move it, and then mirror, global X to mirror it. And go into the front side to see that it's barely on the same, roughly on the same space. Okay, I think those are the bones that I will need. And then there's the bottom part. I have 2 options. I can do that with the cloud simulation in Unity, or I can add also dynamic bones. I think that I will go with the dynamic bones, because I noticed that if I'm on other people's view and the clothes are disabled, the character gets naked, so it's not a good way to present my characters. So if I do dynamic bones, the bones will be disabled only, not they will not be erasing the geometry from the view from the other players. So it's better to do dynamic bones in that sense. So for making the bones on the bottom part, I'll need to think which bone will be the main bone. I think it has to be this one, not this one. Because if this moves, everything will move, but if this moves, only the things attached to the hips will move. Or maybe to the leg? Maybe to the leg it's a good. I think I saw a tutorial that it was attached to the leg. Let me check real quick. The tutorial is called Why Your Skirt Sucks, or something like that. Vrchat. They always use the phrase from zero to hero. I don't know why. Okay, that tripped me out. Interesting. I will make the bones, but right now I think I will only test to see what are the better results for this. Okay, something like that. Mirror, next. That's it. Okay, and then for the back, I can do 3 chains or just 2. Because 1 chain, I don't think it will work. But maybe I'm wrong, and it will work fantastic. So these are moves. I will do it from here. I'll try to do it like that, maybe that works. So right now I think every bone that I need is set up. The only final part to do is to chain these bones to their real parents. Like I said, I think the best way to do this is to parent them to this bone. Let's see what happens. Because right now it's a theory, a game theory. No, it's only a theory that I have. Because if I move this, it will move, but with the dynamics, the idea is that the thing falls. Okay, now it's time to rename the bones. For this, I will go back here, and I'll always name them from bottom to last, like this. Copy the name, next one, and so on. 2, 3. I'll do this. Name will be right back here. 1, and then 2, and then 3. And this, oh damn, it's left. Be very careful with the naming. And for this, it will be left here, number 1, and so on. Number 2, then number 3, and then I'll change from left to the right. Copy. 2 and 3. I know there's a easier way to do this, but right now, because in this program I don't know the tool from memory, it's faster for me to just copy and paste it. If I knew the tool from memory, it's faster. But the time that it will take me to research and see where the tool is and see if it's working in my case, it will take more time than it's needed. From this part, I'll name back codes 1, 2. This is the most entertaining part. Naming things. Well, you can actually, it's not necessary to name them, but it's very, very useful when you are doing the dynamics inside of Unity. You know what you are modifying. That's why you named your bones. In here, left codes. And then right codes. And that's it for the naming. Now, another tedious part is doing the dynamics. Oh yeah. I think I will add the dynamics for the breasts too, because doing that it's a very, very popular demand. So better to add them to ignore them. So for the breast, I will take the bone from here, E for extrude, Y for front, and then move it from to back. If I'm correct, it will be from here. So the idea is to have the bone going to the middle and then to the tip, like this. Always the bones is a good idea that the tip goes outside of the geometry, or barely on the outside, like this. It's in the outside, outside, almost outside, and so on. It always helps. Oh, I need to correct that. I didn't saw that. And then for this bone, I'll delete it. Like I said, it's very important to delete the parts that are not needed. Just to quick check if the hierarchy is correct, I'll move the bone. And yes, the chain is moving as it should be. This is moving with the leg, but if I move this, everything moves. I move this, that moves. Maybe. Okay, I'll rearrange these bones. Clear parent. Now this is going to be the parent. I think this will work better. Yeah, because like this bone will only move the torso. This the thighs, and this the code.
Se hace calorcito, chicos, pero
So, okay, everything is name, everything is parent. Oh, I missed this. Shift D, X, mirror X, and put it on the place. I think they can be there. The question is why two bones? Well, right now the dynamic bones work better if this is the parent and this is the dynamic part. If it moves, then it moves the front, and it barely moves, but the root, this part, will not move. What is moving is this, and this is lock. Something like that. Okay, now everything is set up, so it's time to paint weights. To paint weights, I need to go into object mode, select the armature and then the geometry, and then go to weight paint. In this mode, I can click Ctrl and click, and it's a shortcut for moving between bones and see their weights. Right now you can barely see the textures or in a bluish tone. If I go to this viewport and then studio and then material, the shading is flat, so it's better for painting weights. I can only see the color, but right now I want to see a little bit of form, and also what I use a lot is wireframe to avoid selecting things that I don't want. For example, I need to select the hair and paint it until around here, where the bones begin. So I can go edit mode and then select the hair with L, these ones are not needed because they are on the very bottom. As you can see, they start on the bottom. Now that the hair is selected, the program knows that it has a selection, and with this button that is called painted mask, I can paint the weights of those geometries only. If I'll add weight 1, I can start painting and only paint the hair. But there's a better way. You can click Alt and drag, and it's like a gradient fill. And with this, I lock the top of the hair to the head bone, I disable it, and then go on with my next set of geometries that I want to move. Those will be, if I go in this mode, this one and this one, at least, I think these 4, and then these 3, and then this bone is especially only for this part. So for this one, I will do the same until here. I'll always go between the yellow and green. 0 and then the same but inverse. Something like that. So this blue is not moving until the red is moving in absolutes, and then again it's not moving until the blue. The only thing that I don't like is that I have to disable the paint mask, select the next bone, enable the paint mask, and then doing the painting. From the middle bone. And if you click Ctrl C, sometimes it resets everything, so you have to be careful in that aspect too. There you go. Okay. Disable, next bone, enable, and then paint. Okay, that's basically it for those. Now I have to do that with the other parts of the hair. The guys on the chat are from a live stream that I visit often. They are. I was playing Minecraft and they TNT my house. You're very bad guys. Claro, claro, explotó sola, claro, claro. Son barras, son excusas. No, hombre, chavos. So, I will continue, and now I will select these hair strands, go back to the painting, and I'll have to be careful because I don't want to paint the higher part. I only want to paint the bottom part. I'll go weight paint from here and then from 0 to here. Deselect, select the next bone, select the mask, weight paint 100, and then kind of the same, weight paint 0, and so on. Okay, from there basically And then the last part is select, and again and again. And that's it. Now everything that I want from that part is done. I think there's a way that you can mirror it if I enable this. Because if I select it, it's not painted, but if I do it with this new set of bones, okay, I'll move this and then to the next one. Delete what is not needed. Last one, and from this. There you go. Easy painting. My question is, no, it's not mirrored. I don't know what I did the last time that it got mirrored. Like Natsuki, como siempre dice el Natsu, a la verga no sé inglés. Mira, Sebas, igual y hago tutoriales en español, pero ya cortos, no live stream. No, pues digo que casi no hay gente que hace avatars en español. Pero pues sí, mi idea es subir de los dos. Pero primero necesito tener el contenido para subir y luego ya te lo traduzco hasta en japonés o lo que quieras, pero pues primero hacer los live streams para crear el video. What I'm saying is that I need to do these live streams to create the video material for doing the tutorials in the future. So it's like killing two birds with one stone. So let's continue. Okay, the next part. And then y el tangamandapio. ¿Qué? ¿El qué? Oye, hablo español pero no te entiendo. No idea what he's talking about. I talk Spanish and I can understand what tangamandapio. The freak is that? There you go, the hair is ready. A way to test it easily is select the bones, going into pose mode and just moving around the model. If it's moving from where it's supposed to be moving, then it's okay. If it's not moving, then it's not okay. For example, that can be fixed. Before going to the bottom part, I'll do this. I have to go armature, geometry, white paint. Because I don't want to mess with the hair, I will do the same but now with the clothes. You remember in last streams? There's nothing underneath, literally nothing. So it will be easier to do this. Select the geometry and then going to paint weights and then these parts are fully painted because when the body moves the breast moves, but if I'll paint it like this, no, it's not working. Wait, I did something wrong. Ah, cabrón. In this case, I don't need to go full this because I'm not in a place that I'm affecting other geometries. But for example, if I move to the next bone, right here, I may affect this one and I don't want to affect that one. So, directly. Something like this. Okay, and then doing the blur is vital because it has to be a softened move, not a harsh move like a mechanical thing. Then the same here. No, 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 ¿qué pasó? ¿Qué pasó? Más respeto, chao, más respeto. Para ser una mico avanzada necesitas pagarme $800,000 para hacerte un tutorial de 1 minuto. Para explicarte cómo hacer una mico avanzada. Ah, bueno, si es embarazada en lugar de avanzada, en lugar de 800 son $1,600. Porque son dos avatars, la Miku y lo que está dentro de la Miku. Por eso es el doble del precio. Let's see if this works. So I'll leave it like that. And then the final parts is the easier. Because like in the other parts, it's just filling with the basics. Oh, no. Yeah, that bone, like this. The next bone, like this. Something like that. Yes, I can talk in English, but because I know there's not like a lot of viewers, I'm answering your questions in English, in Spanish directly. And because I'm doing very tedious things. Well, basically in Spanish, que pues te respondo porque pues ¿qué más quieres? Ni hay gente. Te respondo en inglés y nomás me vas a decir, la verga, no sé inglés, y ya. Si no, no me entiendes. ¿Cómo te puedo insultar si no me entiendes? Muy importante. Oye, ¿qué no estás streameando tú también? Estás viendo mi stream en tu stream. Este vato. Te hago un pad, a ver, espérame. ¿Hola? ¿Me oyes?
Sí, mira.
A ver,
¿Quieres escuchar mi nuevo poder? Pero lo
espera.
tenía.
No te oigo. Ya te oigo. ¿Ahora sí qué?
¿Ahora sí?
¿Qué?
Mira.
Onita, I have a dick.
¿Qué es eso? What is this? Ya, nomás eso. Payaso. Freaking trolls. Well, whatever. That is the power of people that have nothing better to do. So, continuing to the boring part and tedious part, and doing the Marvelous painting of weights. Going bone by bone by bone by bone by bone. And I think that's it for the bones. Oh, I forgot this part. As you could tell, I did kinda different this part. I did it manually because it has a lot of conflicting geometries and I need to be more precise. Hey, hi Natsuru. Sorry. Yeah, weight painting is a very tedious part of the work, but it's necessary. If you don't do it, then it wouldn't work. So, like I was saying, right now I'm checking if everything is alright. I'll try to delete the paints that are not needed. For example, my bad, I went overboard in here a little bit. That part, it's supposed to be basically there, like this part. It has a little bit of influence, but it doesn't have to be like 100%. And also, this is a test. I don't know if this is going to work. I need to check it on Unity. Oh. Then I move. That wasn't my intention. Okay. And now, with that bone, final bones, I think this is ready to be exported to Unity from the weight part, but Pocket load on 3ds Max recently and weight paint on that shit is the worst thing I ever learned. Yes, Natsuru, I recommend that you don't touch 3ds Max because it's not good for doing practical things. 3ds Max is king for very highly technical and very precise modeling, not for a friendly walk in the park. It's very, very, very unbearable to use 3ds Max if you're doing creative stuff. It's only worth it if you are like in architecture or something like that, or maybe doing like a world. That could make sense, but using 3ds Max for characters, maybe the VFX parts and rigging, but a very advanced rigging. You can do a lot of stuff in Blender. You don't need 3ds Max for basic stuff. Okay, now now that I have the weight paint, I can go to this part that is called the object data properties and select the geometry. There's a thing called blend shapes. You can select that in Blender, but it's called shape keys. The same thing. The basis is you will have a base mesh. That's right now this one. I added, and it's called bases. And after doing the base, it's very, very important that you will not move anything from the base. The base is the first geometry that you will part from to do the other shapes. What are the other shapes? For example, I will add another one, key 1 and key 2, and rename them to L, B, and RB, double click, LB. What those are stand from? These are left blink and right blink. If I go to left blink and enter edit mode, and I start moving the eye, for example, left eye, now I selected the left blink and in edit mode modify the geometry. That the program will know that if you go from 0 to 1, it will do a transition between the base and the left blink. Now she can wink. Well, if it was from school, yes, you didn't have a choice, but it's good to learn Blender because it's a very useful tool. It has a lot of add-ons and it's free, and it can save you from a very painful death using 3ds Max from the rest of your life. I prefer basically using Cinema 4D for a lot of animations and stuff, but Blender lately it's been a very, very good tool for modeling. Now that I learned it, because when I didn't know how to use Blender, it wasn't a good tool because I didn't know how to use the tool. Now that I know, it's a very good tool. What I do to check if the symmetry is the same, I'll, in object mode, go with the value 1 and 1. And I can see where the differences of the blend shapes are. Because Blender Blender has a mirroring tool, but it doesn't work always. I don't know why. I don't know if it's because I'm not doing something right, but instead of researching it from hours and hours and hours to get the solution, I have to be more practical and just do the thing as easier as it can be. Oh, no, what is that? That doesn't supposed to be there. Is the eye? Damn. I'll do a little bit of cheating and moving the eye backwards because it's going outside the geometry. Yeah, it's better to use 3ds Max only for, like I said, technical stuff, very precise stuff like modeling buildings and that, but not for characters in a practical way, because it is good. Yeah, software like 3ds Max is a professional software, it's not trash, but it's not user friendly. Last time that I checked, the user interface, the mechanics and everything is the same software from 2008. It hasn't changed and it has very, very slow updates. But Blender, the Blender from 2008 to this Blender is nothing like the Blender from 10 years ago. It has improved a lot. So now that I have left blink and right blink, I can go on and make 3 additional blend shapes that are called, if I go to this plugin for Vrchat, it's called cats and biceps. I need A, O and Ch. So I add blank. To add blank shape keys, you have to select from bases and do plus, plus and plus. Double click to rename and double A, OH and CH. In this case, it doesn't matter if you do the same names or not, but I like to keep it precise. Hey, thanks, Amy. Thanks for coming by. Yeah, if render is like the best render engine so far for doing low poly stuff. You don't have to go to Unity and try to set up the materials and that. You can do everything in Blender. It's a very good tool. For the A, I'm going to enter the geometry and start. Now I have to enable the mirroring next, so I can go and open her mouth with the A shape. Inside her mouth, as you can see, we have her teeth and a little bit of a fang. So I want her to show the fangs. So it's basically a simple A bison. A nothing complex. For the next one is an O. For the O, I always try to go with the mouth shape that it resembles an O. Maybe it's not realistic, but it looks better if you try to do it like that. First the lips and then the interior. The lips are the ones that define the bison. The other things just have to be on the right place, not to interfere with the visuals of it. For example, I think the teeth are not not right. Yeah, something like that. And also maybe the lips are very far away. Yeah, something like that. Oh, oh. A, A. And the final is the sh. Yeah, it's a very practical way to do it if you do the sounds yourself. It helps a lot. The better way is to have a mirror and look at yourself how you're doing the sounds. But if you don't like yourself on the mirror or something, you can always go on Google and ask for pictures of the bisons. For me, I have done this several times, so I know basically what I want to do. This next one is the sh. The sh for me has to show teeth. It's what the sound looks to me. The sh. So basically sh, sh, sh. O and A. The important thing is that you see that the three bisons are very different from each other. The first time that I did it, they were very similar and they didn't work very well. Now that I improved my skills on doing that, they are different and they look better. So what do I need this for? In the plugin that is used for Vrchat, that's called Cats, you can go to the bisons and select bison A, bison O, and bison Sh. These ones are from this list. If you don't have it, they wouldn't show. You can mix and have the strength exaggerated, but right now one it's a good measurement. You then create the bisons with one click. What does it do? It creates a whole lot of bisons that are prepared for Vrchat. If you move the value of each one, it has movement, except I think 3 are basically nothing, but from 3 bisons you just created a bunch more. And the other thing that I had to do that I did previously is the eye tracking. You need to select the head. It always gets selected automatically, and then select the left eye. That's what I call my left eye original, to find it in the sea of names, and then the RI, right eye original, and then blink left, left blink, blink right, right blink. I don't do the lower lid because they don't appear to make a big difference, so it's okay. So now that I have this, I will go to change my viewport to see my textures and then create eye tracking. Oh, I think I forgot to weight paint the eyes. I get carried doing the paints of the other things. Wait, I didn't, or did I? I don't know. Let me check. Weight paint. Head. No, they are empty. Okay. So I didn't paint the weights of the eyes, so that's why it was an error. But it's very easy to correct. The first time that I did eye tracking in Blender, I took like 3 hours to figure out how the tools work, because the tutorials weren't good. They were trash, and I have to disassemble what the freak the person was saying and trying to figure out. So I think doing a tutorial for eyes and everything like and things like that will be a good tutorial to do in the future. So basically I select the bone, I select the geometry, I go to weight paint, and then weight paint to red. Disable, next bone, enable the mask, change the mask to this side, and then paint to red. Disable, check, yes, the head doesn't have weight paint for the eyes. It has weight paint for everything else, but not the eyes. That's what I was looking for. Now that it has weight paint, it's assigned to something. Now it should work. Save. Always save before doing something that may crash the program. The good thing is that Blender doesn't crash, so it's very good to use Blender in that sense. Qué loco. Hello, people that are looking in Twitch. But I know that people in Twitch doesn't speak English, así, ¿qué onda, gente que está en Twitch? ¿Cómo están? Gracias al Natsu por su raid. Saludos. Ahí nos vemos después en el Vrchat con la mona. Ya en el Vrchat. So basically, the eyes are ready, and I create eye tracking. Let's see if this works. There you go. Now it didn't show the error, and if you can tell, there's my original bone that is big, and there's a little bone. The little bone is the one that Vrchat cares about, not the big one. It's a thing that it's technical, and I haven't found exactly why this worked, but I know that it worked, and I do it that way because it works. So I can start eye testing. You have to be very careful with this tool, because if you select it, you only can move this up and down to see if it's worked, left and right, and then reset position. Never move this thing, it always crashes. Never move this. And then test this, blink strange, test, reset shape, and that's it. If this works and it has not errors, stop eye testing, and that's it. Right now I will revise what I did. I created the weight paints for the hair, for the coat, the weight paints for the eyes, rename the bones so I can know what's going to be dynamic on the thing, and finally I have to check the general weight painting, because I saw in a test that I was doing that if I move this, can you see? It's all messed up because this bone is moving things that it shouldn't be moving. Qué bueno que entiendas, Natsuru. Lo único que sé en italiano es burro, mantequilla. Una Sayori embarazada del otro, ¿qué te pasa? Paga mi lago. Burro de mantequilla, sí. So, for doing the weight paint of this, it's the same thing. You have to select the armature, select the model, then go to weight paint, and I like to do it, like I said, without the textures, the clean materials. And in this case, I will remove the wireframe. You see all these horrors? Not errors, horrors. They have to be eliminated. But you have to be very careful with what you remove. In this case, I know that I can select these things. Something like that. And if I go inverse and then the weight paint and then the mask, I can remove it with a click, basically. ¿Qué creíste que era? What did you think it was? Hey, thanks for the comment. I try to be very precise in what I teach because I know that a lot of people get derailed and try to say a lot of things that are not very intuitive. So I'll have to. Well, the thing is that if I do tutorials in the future, they will be even more precise because they will be short. Right now it's a stream. I only talking what I'm doing with my process. With this thing, as you can see, I selected the next bone and then weight paint. So this bone doesn't have to move anything that is not this leg. So that's why select the next bone, check if there are no weird things, and that's it. Now I will select this original bone and check if there is a way to fix it. What can I do is go in and manually try to fix it like this, or try to do it with the radius. Right now, because the idea is if it's red, it should be perfectly in shape. But because I see that there's weird things, I know that other bone is having influence over this bone, and that doesn't supposed to be happening. So I can go and check bone by bone and see what is causing the problem, or just doing this. If you go to the model right side, on the upper part there's the vertex groups, and you go to the hips, spines, or wherever, you click one and then you go with your arrows, you can see this. If you have fast eyes, you can see that this bone is influencing that part, this bone that part, and so on. So what I do is going a little bit fast and check, for example, like this. Oh, okay, these are good, but hey, can you see that there's a little bit of color there? I don't know if the stream is visible, but I know that there's something here that it doesn't supposed to be. You can do this, but I only do this with parts that are not easy to understand where the problem is. It's like the advanced method. The simple method, I will do it again, is to select the geometry that I want to protect. In this case, this leg. Okay. If I add the mask and reverse the mask, now I can delete the weight paint from this bone that I don't need. You see? Now there isn't a problem here. Select the next bone, apply the mask, and do the same thing. Clear it. Deselect the mask, select the next bone, and clear it. Sometimes it's tedious, but it's clean. And now I know that this leg is not messing with anything that I don't want. My next subject is this part. I'm not very convinced that it's working. So I can check it again like this. Let's see. Okay, that's okay, that's okay. That is not okay. What? Huh, something happened. This bone messed up and now it's selecting those parts. I don't know why. The thicker your girl is, the more probabilities is that it will get messed up in the weight paints. Oh, it was a visual glitch. I hate that when that happens. You have to be very careful with visual glitches. Don't trust 100% the programs. It's a very bad thing. Weight paints. Well, armature, geometry, weight paints. They select this thing. Always click directly on the bone to see what's happening. Okay, now it's left leg. Now this, reverse, and now, you saw? Now it's perfectly in shape. Because doing this method, instead of trying to fix the current weight paint, you are not adding, you are subtracting what is not necessary. It's a very specific mindset, but you have to think about it a lot in weight paint. It's not about fixing it, it's about removing what is not necessary. Nunca vas a entender, Natsu, ni aunque te lo hable en español. So basically the legs were the biggest problem that I saw when I did the test. I think everything should be fine now. And also, if in a tutorial I will be very clear how to do this, but as you can see, the question is, how do I get the leg to be on the same place as the original one? Blender has a cool feature that is called reset, and it resets to default. It's not a Control-C, it's an action that resets to the default place. Right now I'm going to only check my general bones to see if they are working. For example, something like this, I don't like it. And I think it can be fixed selecting the armature, the geometry, weight paint, going to the chest, and like I said earlier, I will subtract what is not needed. In this case, I know that those are the parts that I painted. Something like this. Let's see. It's better. It's not the best, but it's better. This is better. I don't know why. Let's see what I did different. I know it's okay from this side, at least. Okay, the bad part is the one from the bottom. It's not moving very well. Oh, no, I don't need mirror. Disable mirror. A little bit of smooth never hurts. Relaxing relaxing from doing 3D stuff while watching someone doing 3D stuff. Interesting take. So I think this is done. Now they move a little bit better. Well, they don't have to be like very precise, because the movement will be subtle, not a very dead or alive movement. I didn't know if you know, but in Dead or Alive there's an option in the game to control how much jiggle physics do you want on your characters, and the settings are like subtle, medium, max, and Dead or Alive. It's the setting of max movement. It's basically this, the name of the game is the setting. It's ridiculous, but well, that works. Now I think the model is ready to go into Unity. Let me set up the Unity. Doing the thing that gets upload, doing the setup for Unity is actually easier and faster than doing the avatar itself. That's why people that download avatars those have a lot of avatars in their world, because uploading the avatar itself is not hard. It's setting up the avatar and making it work is the hard part. I'll change to screen share because I have floating big windows. That is not the screen that I want. Let me change. Okay, that's the screen that I want. Here in Unity, the way that you want to set up your model is creating a new project with the arrow and selecting this version of Unity. I already downloaded it because I work with it. These other versions are for other things, but right now what I'm focusing is this one, 2017.4 blah blah blah. Where I'm going to save it, I have already set up the folder 3D. I'll don't move this, and will name it Alien Twin version 1, just for the sake of it. Oh yeah, it will take a long time to load some things, so in the meantime I will do another process. For example, right now, yeah, it's loaded. The project is empty. It doesn't have anything. What I do need to do is go to project, right button, import package, and select custom packages. And then I have a library where I have all the things that I need. This is the package of the Vrchat that you download from the site. And this thing takes a while to load after you click import. So meanwhile, I'm going to export my character. Export in FBX. This FBX, not this one. This one. The one that only says FBX. Alien Queen, but I will always change in which step of the process I am. I exported to Mixamo and then re-imported the Mixamo rig, and now I'm exporting the Alien Queen from Unity. I have this preset that is working because I don't know why. Sometimes the Bison don't work on Unity, but I know that this setup works. It's basically selected objects only, what I did. Do not import the camera or the lamp. Forward is C forward. And only check apply modifiers. Deselect these buttons. Deselect NLA strips and select these three. And select baked animations. I know that this will work, so I click export. Let's see if Unity finished. No, it hasn't finished yet. Natsuru asks, 2017 is the more optimized Unity version for Vrchat. Right now, 2017 is the best version for creating avatars. For creating worlds, there's 2018 and other numbers because Unity Vrchat got the update for Udon to making better worlds. The Vrchat developer team is very near to complete the Vrchat avatar update, so I'll be very close, looking forward to it to learn it and teach about how to set up the avatars for the newer versions of the setup. Right now, this is the classic version that hasn't changed in like 4 years or something like that. It's the same process, but people always get confused how to set up the project. Well, the thing finished loading. What I always do is create a new folder and name it Vrchat don't touch. So I know that these folders are for Vrchat and the things that make the avatar upload possible. So I don't delete them by accident or whatever. I'm only moving. Right now I have my model, my textures, and I think that's it. That's the only thing that I want to import. Maybe in the future I will add more animations and things, but right now I only want the avatar to be uploaded normally. Okay, now the movement is ready, and I will add create folder Alien Queen. Now import new assets. New asset is the term for what these files are. I will import the Alien Queen and the emission, the color, and I have a specular map. I think, no, this is the correct one. Specular color emission. Yeah, that's it. I don't have more normals that are the height maps. I don't have them. Oh, I forgot the most important thing, the model itself. I didn't select it correctly. And import. Right now the model is in Unity, but it's not yet ready. You have to go to rig, change from generic to humanoid. First apply it. You're welcome, Sammy. Now that you have changed the humanoid and applied it, you go to configure. And the most important thing that it is like a mechanical thing that you have to do is chest, select chest, and then head, deselect whatever is inside jaw. Unity automatically does this. It makes empty the chest and select something in jaw. So those are the first things that you have to correct. After that, apply. And you can go to muscle and settings and check if your avatar is working fine. If your avatar is in this pose, you are 80% there. If your avatar does this, it's 100% done. Your avatar will work in Vrchat. But I have to check the final thing that are the eyes. They are on the head, eye down, eye up. As you can see, the eyes are moving. If they are not moving, you have to change the eyes here. Sometimes they don't move and you have to change to the other eyes. So it's a weird thing with the eyes. It's always a mess because how Vrchat works. So I'll click done. Now the humanoid is ready, but before that I have to extract the materials. Clicking here, extract materials. And I have this material that I will call body. I'll drag the alien queen to the viewport, to the outliner. And now she is here. And I will save the file. Now, what I have in Unity, I will do a run up again. I have my file, my textures, my material, and my model. Why does the material is set up and I didn't have to reload the textures? Is because I extracted from the model, so it's already linked. In this case, this map and this map are not set up because in Blender they weren't assigned. I have to assign them in here. The only bad thing is that I have to check out. I don't always remember exactly the properties. Specular alpha, no. I think these ones. This is the nearest to make it look like in Blender. Blender has a better reflection preview than Unity. Unity sucks because it's reflecting the environment. So after you assign the model and it's ready, let me check. I have the model, I have the materials, I assign them. Right now the material is generic, and as you can see, I cannot see the front. Technically it's the back, but I cannot see the front of the cape. It's because this material does not support double sides. I have downloaded a custom package. No. Oh well, this is a very bad thing, but the shaders cannot be loaded like import packages. They have to be manually drag and drop to the file. These files that I know that are from the avatar, I will drag and drop to my empty folder called Alien Queen. So everything from the avatar is in here. What I like to do is called 00/, so it's the first thing on my project, and everything else is alphabetically numbered. From my files, I have a folder called shaders. This one, there's a lot of shaders that I can use. I use a lot this one called Poyomi. It's very useful. It hasn't crashed or done something that I don't want. What I did is only select the folder and drag and drop it. That's it. Now that it's drag and drop, it's loading the shaders that I will use for this avatar. I can upload the avatar as it is, but I don't like that it doesn't have the double-sided. Okay, now it's loaded. It always brings this window. It's not useful right now. What I have to do is go to the material. Now the maps are set up. I can go directly. This is the new shader, Poyomi, Toon, Advanced, Outline Cutout. And as you can see, now it's shaded like a cartoon. Go to render options, cool and off. And now it's showing both sides. This is the main thing that I wanted for this avatar, to show both sides. I have special effects here. It's called emission and glow. I can turn it on and I can drag and drop this map and turn up the strange. If it doesn't work, it's a thing that it's because of Unity, but in-game does work. It's clear, sorry. So this is the setup for the materials. Now the setup for Vrchat is the basic. It's called add component, write avatar, add avatar descriptor, and then what I do, because I don't know the real size relative to what Vrchat wants, what I do is add a cube and make the avatar the size of the cube at least. And when I move this avatar from this parent, I get a better idea of the size of the avatar. Now, if I scale it, can you see there's a little dot? That dot, my idea is to make it as close as the avatar can be. For example, like this is almost between the eyes. To move the dot, you have to go to the view position. That's what the dot is, and move it from, like, for example, from 2 to 1. And if it doesn't do the trick, go decimals, .9, .8, blah blah blah. If I go near, I cannot see it. It will be 0.9? No, 9. 0.9. Yeah, in this case 0.007, it's a very good number. And for this avatar, I like to be 5.5, no, 5. 5 8, something like that. It doesn't matter if your dot is inside the geometry, because the way Vrchat, it basically makes the head invisible, so don't worry if it's touching the geometry or something. So the dot is where it's supposed to be, and I'll have to change the follow animations to female and change the lip sync to biceps and drag the body. That it's very important that it's called body with lower caps, B uppercase and the rest lowercase. And then in the avatar descriptor, drag and drop so we can see all the biceps and add them. This is very straightforward. You just see what you're changing, F, select F, TH, select TH, and that's it. K, ch. R, E, I, O. Oh, wrong O. It's O-U, not O-H. So we have the biceps, we have the avatar, we have the sides, and finally we'll add the dynamic bones. The dynamic bones, it's a separate plugin that you have to import it. You can buy it on the asset stores. I have already bought it, but sometimes the current version glitches, so I use a previous version. The same as the SDK, you click import packages, custom package here in the blank parts, and go to your thing where you have your dynamic bone, click open. This is everything that you need, and click import. Now that is imported, you don't have to drag and drop anything. You will go the same as the avatar description and add component, and now we'll type dynamic bone. The way that this works is you have to select in the armature a root of your dynamic bones. For example, the back of the coat, like I said, and add it. Right now it has the generic settings. You can move them. I will move them to something that I know that barely works. Kinda works. You can copy the component and paste the component as new. It does a clone of your settings, and you can change the contents. For example, instead of the back, now is the left side. Instead of the back, now is the right side. Now I have 3 sets of dynamic bones. If I go and play, you can see the thing moves. Right now I don't like how it moves, so I will have to change more the values. Oh, I did it backwards. It's supposed to be negative. Yeah, something like that. Maybe 0.5. The important thing is, if you are changing values here in the preview window, this will not save. You have to change the values here. It's very tedious to get the right looking, but when you get it, it's worth it. It looks better. There you go. Oh, I have an error. Can you see it? It moves a little bit of the tide. I can fix that later, but the thing is to see if this is working. Right now it's very jelly-like. Is not what I'm looking for. I will do... What I do to iterate is to move the avatar. For example, select the right side and focus on only the right side to see how the avatar is moving. You see the difference from the other parts? Less damping, more elasticity. It looks more like clothes. This will delete when I stop, so I memorize the space, not the number. Something like that, and I reply it. And then the final step is to get the numbers exactly. But right now, I'm not worrying with the specific numbers. You can see it's better. Now it moves more cloth-like. For the next part is the breast and the hair. They're basically the same. They're basically the generic settings work for the breast and the hair. Well, the hair not so. Spine, chest. Oh, I forgot to rename the breasts. That's bad. Well, duplicate. Hair. I think I have... How many hairs? I have a lot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 sets of dynamic hairs. Back hair. Back hair. Left back hair. Right back hair. Normal left hair. Left hair, and I only need right hair. And that's it, I have every hair. If I go and play and move the character, the hair is perfect, I like it a lot. But the breasts, I want less movement on the breasts. For less movement is basically less damping, more stiffness, less elasticity, I think. No. This is the bad part because I didn't name them. I don't know which one is left and right, so basically I'm working blind here. A lot of elasticity. No. Elasticity but no damping. And stiffness. Something like that, I think it's what I want. Yeah, something like that. Like I said, I don't get too much into the numbers, just on the places like this. If I see that it is needed to be more precise, I change my approach. But right now it's okay. So I think the model is ready. What's last is the upload part. Go to Vrchat, show controller, control panel. In the control panel, here's my username and password. Sign in, and go to builder. If there's any errors that I don't know, the program will let me know that, hey, you have this error, and that. Right now, the only thing that you will have to worry about if this button is grayed out. If it's grayed out, the avatar is not possible to publish because of something. If it's not grayed out like this, you can go on and click publish, build and publish. It takes a little bit, and I will also prepare my Vrchat so you can see, we can see together inside the game how the avatar looks. The thing that you have to pay attention in here is what's the name of the character, Alien Queen. I will change the name later to something very space-like. Right now I'll put the avatar in private. Description, avatar made for streams tutorials. For example, that. If you have anything of a warning, click it. If not, well, leave it that. Private or public. Public people can copy. Private, it's impossible to be copied. And last one is above information, it's accurate and blah blah blah. It's basically, yes, I want to upload it. And you can go to the scene, and now there's a camera in the feed. If you move the camera, for example like this, now you can have this as a thumbnail of your avatar. I always do this right now. When in the future I will create a template for just my uploads, but it's easier to do this. Create a material. The name doesn't matter. Emission white. And add it to the queue. Because I don't like to have the generic Unity background. At least I have something of a background and it's better looking. Now, if there's an error or you cannot click, is because you are in pause, or you previously upload the avatar, or the avatar is from someone else. What you have to do is click on Pipelab Manager and detach it. These are the only things that will have big problems. If it's grayed out, you have to detach. If it's not working, you have unpause. And if it's not working in any sense after those, it's because you don't have the correct versions, or your SDK is corrupted or is not working good. Right now, what I did is downloading the Unity from the page and downloading the Vrchat SDK from the page of Vrchat. So I didn't get them from anywhere else, from that is not the official source. Basically, now that it's ready, I click upload, and we wait, and the avatar will get uploaded, and we can test it. I'm going to open my my Steam. I'm going to open my Steam. And open Vrchat. Vrchat and Unity are not related in a sense that you can open one and while the other is working. They don't need to be running independently or at the same time. That doesn't matter for the game. What you have to worry about if it's crash only. If it crashes, because your computer can't handle both games at the same time. Both things at the same time, because Unity is not a game. It's serious business. Okay, it's basically, it says, hey, your avatar is ready. Now we go to Vrchat and see what's happening there. Hello, now we are in my avatar world where I will be uploading my avatars in the future. I don't know why this is so laggy for me, but I see that the stream is working perfectly. If the mic change it, is because I'm using the microphone on the Oculus and not the microphone on my desktop. So basically, I will select avatar, and you can see that here is my new avatar. We'll select ALDL in Queen. It doesn't matter if it loads or not because it's the process of loading. I can change, and there you go. I can see that her mouth is moving. It's okay. I can see that the mouth and the fingers move, so it's okay. The hair is moving. The cloth is moving, so and the breasts are moving too. So everything is working fine. The eyes are moving, so it's okay. To get a better view, I'm going to put the stream camera. It always helps instead of using the visor from the Vrchat. Let's see if it changed. Yes, it changed automatically. As you can see, let me zoom in. And if I'm talking, now the avatar is talking and it doesn't have any problem with that. Oh, I forgot to add dynamics to the earrings. Now I will do that to the next episode. I will keep working on this avatar and see what more can I add, and also fix the things that are not fixed yet. So thanks for watching this stream. Hope you like it and hope you see next Monday. I will do what was the word? Consistently streamings of avatars, and maybe change it like maybe the Saturday or Wednesday to a gaming stream just to mix it up a little bit. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next episode. Hey, I'm looking at the stream right now, and in the viewport of the stream, the green of the lips are not working. Interesting. What about if I do this? Are they working if I do this? Let me see. Yeah, they're well in my screen. They are working, but in the stream camera they are not working. I don't know why. I'll I'll disable the camera to see if it works. Oh, I know why it's not working. I have a setup on my OBS that it removes the green screen. So that's why it's not working. Filters. Yeah, disable. That's it. Yeah, that's it. It was only a thing of my setup in OBS, but the model is working correctly in Vrchat. No problems. Well, it can be improved, obviously. For example, now that I see it in Vrchat, I think the head is a little bit bigger than I want. It can be a little bit smaller, but the model is working. I I don't have anything else to say more than there's the drawing and here's the model. It it's finally made it into the digital world. Oh my god, that's a lot of movement. So now screen camera. Now that it's working, these are the correct colors, and now now I can say goodbye correctly. If you want to check out my world, search me in VRChat with my same handle, Mr. Ivanovich, as my name on YouTube, on Instagram is the same name, all together and all lower caps. You want to chat with me, you can add me on Discord, and we see you later on the next stream on Monday at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time or 6 p.m. Mexico, because I'm from Mexico. Hasta la vista, muchachones. Bye bye.